How is your if we are single by 30, we're getting married friend doing? She's been living a wild life. We made the pact at 22, she got married by 24, divorced by 25, new relationship and got pregnant at 26, married at 28 and divorced at 30. In that time she dropped out of college, went back to college, completed her associates, got nailed for a few drug charges and is currently fighting for custody of her kid with the dad. So when's the wedding? Right after the next divorce. Sounds like you need to be not single and fast. Then it's a good thing I've got a backup pact for if this pact went poorly. Gotta have pacts for your pacts, gotta be thorough. It's just good sense to back your backup. Wow, I know a girl just like this in high school. She was attractive, smart, and studious. Dressed preppy. She seemed to have ambition and wanted to graduate college with a degree in accounting. She then goes to college, starts drinking, gets into partying, and discovers coke. Fast forward to now. We're both in our 30s. I haven't talked to her in forever, but I still have her as a friend on Facebook. She's dropped out of college, had multiple failed marriages, had to go to inpatient for a while due to being suicidal, refers to herself as a Martian, and ended up having a kid with a local no-name rap artist. I blame accounting. This actually did happen for a friend of mine and his wife. But it was more of a conversation along the lines of, hey, remember that pact we made when we were 18 about getting married at 30 if we were both single? Well, we are now 30 and single, did you want to give dating a shot? 5 years later and they are now happily married. I have no idea why they didn't give dating a shot years before, but that's none of my business. Sometimes there's no good reason why people didn't get together sooner. Maybe one or both were always too nervous to bring it up. But they found each other pretty early in life, so that's good. People change and develop yearly until mid-20s. There's a chance if they started dating at 19 their personalities would have conflicted and broke up, but now that they are adults they would probably be able to persevere through any hardship or differences. My wife and I knew each other at 16, and we would not have fallen in love if we got together at even 18. It wasn't until 24 we gave it a chance, and we've been married for almost a decade. It's also that what you're looking for in a relationship changes. What I thought I wanted in my early 20s versus what I wanted when I was 30 were drastically different things. To be honest, it makes sense that friends dating works better later in life. First-time relationship people do stupid stuff, learn from mistakes and such. Now they both ironed out the kink and can make a real partnership work. Probably wouldn't have stayed together at 18. It's a volatile time for most. I personally wouldn't want to ruin a good friendship somehow, lol. Sometimes dating too early is actually a thing. I have met several people who got married early, split up because they didn't know what else was out there and then regretted getting divorced. I married her sister. I never wanted to marry her, she was my friend and she thought of the if we aren't married by 30 thing. Heartbreaker she can never forget, lol. Same here, except I was the younger sister who married the friend. Heard their pact and said, I'll do you one better. Happy ending. My sister and I got married within a month of each other, to different men just to be clear. I do actually have a friend who did this. They reconnected after not seeing each other for a good while. They laughed and reminisced about their funny agreement to get married at 30 if they hadn't met someone else. They did get married pretty quick and were happy, for about a year. Then they spent a couple more years miserable together. Things got very bad and he ended up divorcing her. He's now happily married to someone who seems to be much better for him. I have a friend who says this to me every once in a while. I'd have no problem with that, except she makes it sound like she'd be miserable if she had to end up with me, so no thanks. You keep dating horrible men and I'll watch from the sideline if I have time. We no longer talk, stopped talking years ago. I met them back in 2020 when the pandemic started. We were super close, then even had a relationship together, but then we randomly stopped talking. No, it wasn't cause of our past relationship. We just fell off. I miss her every day. Dude, reach out and just say hello. I have no way to contact her. Damn. You met them only 3 years ago in 2020, but then also stopped talking years ago? You also had a relationship together but then randomly stopped talking? And this person who you were super close with, you have no way of contacting per your follow-up comment? Reading between the lines here, I'm sensing intense neckbeard vibes. It sounds like you were hyper-fixating on some random girl on Discord and she eventually blocked you after a few months of creepy comments. I'm not good at wording things. Let me fix what I said. I met a girl in 2020 during the pandemic. We had a close friendship and a great relationship, but after a month of the relationship, we decided to just be friends. I lost contact with her a few months later cause I lost my Discord. I found her and we became friends again. Then, one day in late 2021, she deleted Discord. I was never creepy towards her. We had the best friendship ever. We were the definition of 4-lifers at the time, but she never really liked Discord. She decided to delete it. We had each other's snaps, but I stopped using it. So no, I wasn't being a creep, and I'm sorry for my bad wording. You don't have to be sorry for anything. I'm a stranger on the internet speculating about your life. You are free to just ignore me. It's just that, even with your clarification, it's clear that you put a lot of emphasis on a very brief, very superficial friendship. How do you even have a relationship with somebody you've only been chatting with for a month on Discord? I'm probably being super rude and mean by drilling you like this, but the truth is that you seem to need somebody in your life to snap you out of this kind of social fixation. You need somebody who isn't going to tiptoe around and just flat out tells you that you're being weird and ridiculous. This was during the pandemic, at the time we both were looking for someone and something serious. We decided to give each other a try. Does that make sense? Still never finished a bachelor's after 4+ failed attempts because he won't ask for math help. Still working at a hotel front desk at nearly 60 years old and with no possibility of more. Has no retirement to speak of, went through bankruptcy, and remains in deep debt. Is a hoarder. We are not friends anymore. All of these conditions caused him to turn into a right asshole for no reason. 20-year friendship ended a couple years back. Misery has a way of doing that. We both got married before 30 to other people. She married a cool dude and had 4 kids. They had a beautiful family, and so do I. I was genuinely happy for her and glad we didn't end up with each other. She died of cancer a few years ago when her youngest kid was still in elementary school. My heart breaks for her and her family. I feel closer to them than they realize because I knew her since middle school. I think of them often and hope they are finding peace and happiness in this crazy life. Not me, but I have a former coworker that made that pact with his senior high school date. Lost touch for 7 or so years. Reconnected at the 10-year high school reunion. Got married 2 years later. Now 2 kids with a 3rd on the way and very happy. It was cool to watch the majority of that story go down. She's married with 3 kids. She's always been so hot and I literally missed my chance with her so many times because I was an awkward idiot. Didn't even make a move when she took me to her room when no one else was home. I'd go there all the time and wouldn't do anything. We went out so many Valentine's days and I broke up 4 of her relationships. She ended up marrying a guy who looks like me and she's a doctor. I make good money, but she still has 10 to 15K on me. Please like and subscribe for more daily content.